Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is part 3 of my modeling practice, and today we're going to be modeling some regular small, I won't call them appliances, they are like appliance fixtures in the house. Basically, I have about 8 of them I'm going to go through. This is like a wall socket. This is like this is a fuse box. This is a customer facing side of the fuse box. This is a phase changer. This is like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So sometimes you come home, there's no light on phase 2, you probably want to switch to 1 or 3. And then this is like a wall adapter, a wall like socket. I'll call it a socket. This right here is a circuit breaker. If I'm missing any one of them or identifying any one of them wrongly, you can correct me in the comment section. That's fine. I'm okay with that. This is like a junction box if you want to connect 2 or 3 more wires. And this is like a TV guide, something to protect you against high voltage or surge. That's that, and this is like a changeover switch right here, and this right here is a ceiling fan regulator, like a fan regulator. So we have this things we're going to be modeling today. I think this tutorial is going to be a step-by-step tutorial. I noticed in the comment section a lot of persons are really not like feeling the time lapse, and personally the time lapse is a lot easier to produce, right? But I feel like there's so much more value in the step-by-step, so I'm going to try to produce more step-by-step than the time lapse. And let me know in the comment section which one do you feel like you're drawn towards, which one do you feel like you consume better, which one you feel like works for you. Let me just know your thoughts in the comment section, and I will try as much as possible to produce more of what works for you guys. So the first one we're going to be doing is the wall socket, and I really don't know what this is. So we're just going to bring in a square cube into the scene, and we're going to scale on the y-axis, and we're just going to use a boolean. Something I also should have mentioned in the beginning is that there is not really going to be any what do they call it, sub-D modeling. Is all going to be boolean type style of modeling. And I want to put on my cavity right here so we can get fine reflection at the edges and make our modeling look nice and sweet. So I'm really going to add a loop right here, and I'm going to add another one right here just so that I can get a sense of the position of these 3 faces right here. So I'm just going to put on my box cutter. I'm going to be using 2 basic add-on, box cutter and hard offs. So those are very good hard surface modeling add-ons I'm going to use in this tutorial. So we have this. I'm just going to knock this out, and from this I can just bring down the ever scroll, and right here is where I will duplicate this, rotate 90 degrees and duplicate this on the x-axis. So I can just L to select this and GX right here. So after selecting all of it, I can S and scale on the y-axis so that we have a lot more. So after that, I want to create this light object here. So what I will just do with my hard off still selected, I'm going to bring in that shape. So we have that. I can just insert it. I'm going to do that again because I would like to bevel it after that. So I can B to bevel that object, and I can just bring that in. So we have that right there. I feel like it's a bit too big, so I'm going to call back that cutter and then scale it in a bit. I'm going to scale it on the Y also, and then GZ. So we have this setup already. I'm just going to look at the proportions because the proportion is going to be very, very important to the believability of this thing. And I feel like the holes right here are too big. So I'm going to call back this one, and let's just scale this on the x-axis a little bit, and I'm going to select this and scale on the z-axis. So we can bring this up, and I think I'm okay on the scale, and I probably want to call back this one. So with this, I want to create another inset, so I can duplicate this, and with the key selected, I'm going to be setting it and shade solid and GY. I'm basically using this add-on just to be faster. You can create a boolean objects in Blender with the vanilla native Blender. It's easy, but just so that I can work fast, that's why I'm using this. So we have this setup. I can just come here and I will apply those modifiers and just bevel this a little bit. But before doing that, I want to apply the scale and just bevel this. I see that the face here looks weird, so I'm going to delete that face, switch to an edge, and I'm going to grid fill this. So we are cool on that. I'm going to shade smooth, and what I want to do next is probably model this switch. So for this, I will just come to this corner right here, and I will just map out this, right? So we have this shape, and I would apply that boolean cuts. I'll duplicate this and bring this forward in the setup a little bit. So with this selected, I can just extrude, and what I want to do next is select all of it and scale down just so that we can see this gap, right? So I can switch to the edge select and GZ right here. So I can GY and just move this back a little bit and GZ. So we have this setup. What I want to do, if you notice right here, you will notice that there's a slight bend to this, right? So I want to, I'll try move this on the y-axis a little bit and then add an edge loop right here. So with this selected, I can GG along and then GY. So with that done, I can just select the entire edge and just bevel it. So we have the same kind of character that we have in this. I feel mine is a little bit too exaggerated, so I'm going to undo that. And then with this selected, I can GY just to bring that in a little bit. So we have that, and with this, I can just bevel. I think we're cool on bevel. I can just shade smooth, and you'll notice that there's a slight indicator here. What I just want to do is come to the top, insert that and SX a little bit. So with that, I can scale up and I can insert. What I can do is now I can select all of these edges like so. Select all of these edges like so, but I would deselect. Oh, let me delete. Then if I just run a slight bevel on this, just slight bevel. So we have that. I feel like I need a slight bevel on this also, so I can run a slight bevel on this also. Then I feel like the edges needs to be beveled also, so I'll bevel the edges like so, and I'll select these outer edges right here and bevel those also. So much bevel on that, so I'll undo and then just bevel lightly. And then let's select these edges again and then bevel. Bevel. So to create this, I want to create a line here just so that when I start linking the both of them, it will be easy to do. Now you see why I created this line when I'm done. So I'll just use my knife to create this cut right here. Also want to create this cut and also create these cuts. So this is cool. What I can do is just select all of this and then select all of this. Select all these vertices right here and delete. So that's cool. So what I can do is just again select all of this, move to the right and SX -1. So we can GX. And what I can do with this two is just switch to my edge select and then bridge between these two. So now that I've bridged between the two, I can just move them closer. And we have created this one that looks like a double switch. I would really like to create this circle one, but let me see if I can do that. Ctrl V. So we have this, and we still have our Boolean objects here. So what I can do is switch to edit mode in this, and I will just select this Boolean object, scale it on the X a little bit, and with these edges selected, I think I can convert this to a circle. So we have a circle right there, and I can come to this one down here also, scale it on the Z axis. I probably also want to switch to individual origins, scale it a little bit, and then with this selected, I can select all of these edges again, and then I can just bevel it. So we have that done. What I want to do next now is select all of it and take care of any overlapping vertices. So I think we're able to create this one. What I can do next is just select all. Oh, this looks small. So I can go to ever scroll, individual origin. Just let's scale this down a bit. And I can GZ SY. So this is cool. I can just apply all the booleans and we are cool on this. So I can GX, and I think we are done with the power or wall sockets. The one we want to do next is this fuse box. This is the customer facing side of the fuse box. So I'm just going to scale on the edge, scale on the Z, just roughly get an approximate size of this. And what I want to do next is I probably want to create this covering right here. So I can just select this and select this loop right here and just extrude along the normal. I can Ctrl Z that, apply the scale first just so that our extrusion is proportional, and I can just extrude this out just a little bit right there. So what I want to do now is create this inset right here. So I can bring in one loop cut right here, I can bring in another, I can put one down here, and I can lay one on the side. So I think we have that space created right there. So I can just extrude this inward, duplicate that, separate that duplication, and with this I can GY out and I can extrude this outward a bit. So with this extrusion, what I can do is just create a loop cut right here. I can, before I create the extrusion, I can apply that scale and I can just extrude this outward a little bit. So we have this covering created right here. Something else I would like to do is create, there's a black fitting around this, and I feel like that's probably for tight fitting or just making sure that everything seals up properly. So what I can do now is maybe I want to duplicate this, separate, create it as its own objects, and then with the face selected I can delete that face, select all of it, and I want to extrude along normal. What I want to do next is probably, I like this detail right here, so I want to open this up a little bit. So I can select this, bring this up right here, put a loop right here, put a loop right here. I also want to put a loop right here, so maybe I can just insert this a little bit. I don't know if that's the correct detail because I feel like all of this should also have. So I'm going to bring this down here. I'm going to insert and insert. So I can just come here and I can just create this, create a loop right here, bevel it, reduce this significantly. And with this created, I can just bring my cursor to this place right here. I can bring in a circle RY90 and I can just scale this down a little bit. So we have this created, and what I want to do is come to the front, not to the front. Let's do it that way. So I just want to, I will make sure I select this, I will select this, I select this, and I select this. So with this created, I can just come here and extrude this on the x-axis. So what I've created is this, but then I probably have to fill this face. I think that's cool. So I can fill this face, extrude this outward a little bit, and insert it just slightly. So I have this set up. I can RZ 180, and with that selected, I can just select all of it and rationalize the normals. I feel like I'm cool with this. What I can just do is GY or GH a little bit just so that it shows this. So we're cool. I'm going to scale this down a little bit. And with this, I'll bring the cursor to this. I can duplicate this and X to this. I can do the same to this, cursor to this, duplicate this and S to selection. So I want to include all of these circular details, so I can just switch to my add-on, and with these selected, I can just switch to a circle right here and I can punch that in. So I can apply that boolean, and with that information, I can just duplicate this on the y-axis, separate that duplication, and with this, I can just extrude outward like this. So we just want to just create a plus sign on that knot. So we have this. I can just connect this with J, connect this with J right here, connect this with J, and then connect this with J. So we have this, and what I just want to do is extrude this inward like this. That I can just select this entire edge and bevel just to make it round. What I want to do is come to the edit mode and just scale it down just so that it shows a little bit of a separation in that space. We have that done. Another thing I see that could be an important detail, before I do that, let me just mirror this to this other side. Still my add-ons working. So we have that. Another thing I want to bring in is this pivot right here. It's like a system that we can use to open this. So I don't know if it's, maybe it's a pivot. So I'm going to bring in, I'll show the cursor to this side. I'm going to add a mesh, add a cylinder, and I can RY90, and I can just scale that down a little bit. So now we have that detail, and I can SY. What I think this looks like is, let's say, we add two edges things on this side. I can SX, scale inward. Let me smoothing that out, and from normal I can click auto smooth. And what I want to do on this side, maybe I should just isolate that. What I want to do on this side is probably extrude, and I want to bevel. So the bevel is not proportional, so I can apply scale and just bevel that and just crank that to 0. So we have that set up with this edge right here. Just to take some artistic freedom, I can just insert this a little bit. So with this, I can just mirror to the other side. I can apply that mirror. And what I want to do next is probably pick up some faces on this side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right here, and I can just EY all the way. So we have that done. I'm just going to scale this and just fit it in a way that works. Just fit it in a way that works. So we have that. I can just duplicate this to the other side. What other detail am I missing? I think the obvious one right here is this. So I just want to just come here. How do I want to do this? I think I'll just introduce a cube. I will just introduce a cube, scale this, S on the y-axis, the z-axis, and I can just GY. I can scale this, GX, move it in, GX, move it in. So we have that. What I can just do is, I probably want to scale on the Y a little more. That looks too thick. So I can apply the scale right there and insert. I can insert again, and right here you would see an extrusion outward. So with that done, I can just insert, scale this. So what I can do is extrude this outward, insert and extrude all the way inward. Okay, so what I can do is just S, cursor to selected, and I can bring in this cylinder and just create that shape. I think this is a cylinder. I can RX 90 degrees. What does that look like? And RZ 90 degrees, and just scale this on, right? So I can SX, scale this, scale it down a little bit, and then SX, right? So we have that setup. what I want to do is just SX a little bit more again. Maybe I want to scale this entire thing down and GX, right? So we have that done. I can just select on the front facing, I can select 1 and 2. Then maybe I can select these 2, I can extrude and I can SZ. So on the SY, I can flatten that out to 0. So we have a dial there. If I shade this smooth, click auto smooth on normal and then switch this to my 3D cursor, I can RX and you see this dial working. So I just want to move it to the top position like this. And we have this, I think this fuse box is done. What I just want to do is select all of it. I'll make sure that all geometry is now in mesh and I can move this to the side. This is one done. We're going to move to the next. I think the next is this. Let's bring in a cube right here. I can scale this on the Z-axis, just get close enough. And with this top view right here, I can use this to kind of predict what it's going to look like. So I can just add, let's say 1, 2. So I'm going to use to add 4 loops right here. With this created, I can just select this and just extrude out like this. So I think this is the early stage of what would be this phase changer. I can just select all of this insets. I can scale, but I'll change that pivot point to the bounding box and then scale it down like this. Maybe I also want to SX or SY and then it's insets like this. So we have this setup. What I want to do next now is create this inset right here. So I can insert this, but before I do that, I want to apply the scale so that the insert will be proportional. And when I create this, I can just insert the entire thing inward like this. So we have this created. I can just bevel this, then delete that face. So we have this created. I'm just going to fill this out. F. So this is cool. What I probably want to do next is maybe I want to extrude this outward a little bit. So this is cool and all that. Let me just remove any double vertex right here. So with this, I can just mirror to the other side. And maybe I want to SY just slightly. So we have that set up. Something I want to do next now is create it has like a plug, right? So I want to create that plug that I used to create the connection. And so I can bring this, select this, and then select this. So I can duplicate P, separate that selection. And with this, I can just GY out like so. So I can bring back all of those vertices. And with this, I can just extrude a little bit. Then I can deselect all of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can extrude those again. So we have this setup. I can just select this right here and I can scale on the Z-axis just so that we have this difference right here. So we have this setup going on already. What I want to do now is create this shape. So I will bring cursor to this selected. I will add a cylinder and I can rotate on the y-axis by 90 degrees. I can S shift Y. No, I can scale like this and I can SX like this. And I can scale on the y-axis just like this. So we have this setup. I can scale on the z-axis. And from here, what I want to do is just delete all of these vertices that I don't need. So I have this shape, and from this view, I can just select this, turn on my proportional editing, and I can scale down. So I can just like so. I don't think that's proportional editing works, so maybe I change the sphere, and from this view, I can scale down. So I like this better. This works. So I can SY, just like so. Yeah, so I think this is good. What I want to do next now is probably I want to take out these faces and just connect I want to connect these two. Before I do that, let me just scale this in a little bit and then scale this. So for this, we have how many? Maybe let me just take out all of these edge loops. Dissolve edge. So I can just, let's say, create 2 edge loops right here, create 2 edge loops. And with this tool, I can just join it, and maybe I want to create 2 edge loops right here and start joining. Oh, what's gonna measure distance? I can F and I can fill. I want to select this edge right here, and from the side view, I can EY, right? So I can SY, turn on proportion editing, SY 0. So I can GY like this, just like so. So this is on the surface itself. So from the surface itself, I can just start doing the joining that I need. So I need an extra edge loop here, just like so. So I can fill this face. Maybe with this, I just want to GG out like this. And I can select this fill, and then I fill this also. So I'm just going to mirror all these things again just to make sure everything is okay. So this is cool. I'm really going to bring back the entire box, and I think we have this all good to go except from this hole right here. So I just want to feel like this space is super. So I'm going to select this right here and G. Maybe I want to hide this, then select this and GY. Maybe just this and GY. This, I want to bevel it. Maybe I want to bring in a cube and just do that. Second GZ, scale down, GY like this, SZ, just like so, SU, and then SY, just like so, and then just bevel this. And with this, I can just create a difference right there. And I'll probably want to mirror to the other side. So with this, I can just apply bouillon, apply mirror, and I'm done with this. This took me so much time. So I can GX. And next we'll be modeling is this socket right here. This is supposed to be pretty easy. So I'm just going to bring in a cube. I'm going to scale it on the Z axis. So I'm going to scale it on the Y axis just to create a rough overall shape. And with this, I can just select all of these edges, and SY, and I can just bevel that. But before I do that, I'm going to apply the scale and just bevel. So we have this. But before I do that, I probably want to add this right here and just create a slight bevel. Just like so. So I can extrude this onward like this, and with this I can add one more to this side just so I can create this outer one. And with this selected, I can now select all of those edges and create the overall bevel. So I can just go here and bevel this round, probably need more edges. So we have that done. The next we want to do now is creating this right here. So to create this, I'm going to bring in a box and GZ. I'll bring cursor to that, and with this I want to create a cylinder. So I can RX90 and scale this and GZ. So what I want to do, I just delete that box. I think I can achieve with a cylinder instead, and GY. So what I want to do now, on the Y axis, I can select these faces right here, or maybe I want to include this face also, like so. And I can extrude on the Z axis. So I can Z0 just to create this initial shape. And then from here, I can select this face, extrude on the Z axis right here. Or no, I probably want to select more. Extrude on this face. And then Z0. And then I think this is also a circular shape. So what I want to do next is just extrude outward like this. Add a loop and the scale on the x-axis, and then what I want to do is just bevel this, so we have that outer shape. So with this done, I want to GZ, and then probably I can select these edges right here, 1 and 2, and then just bevel those. But it's not beveling, so I can just, maybe I'll delete these 2 edges, select the edges again, and then bevel this. Then I want to create for this one, so I can go here, I can add in a cube, scale that down, G, I can GY, bring it out, and with this I can SX, GX, like so. What I can do next now is probably start adding some loops. Add one here, I can add one here, just like so. So with this done, I can just extrude like this, extrude like so, extrude this outward like this, and then extrude this like so. So with this, I can just scale on the Z-axis, and I think this is pretty much done. So I can just double up to the other side, just like so, apply the mirror modifier to this, and then with this selected, I can just do a difference between the both of them. So with this, I can SY, I can GY. This is cool, this is good. What I want to do is just bring this up a tad. If you notice from the top view, there's also an insert up there. So I want to select this to GZ upward like this, and I can RX90 and I can GY. So with this, we can just use that to create this shape right here. Height. Okay, I'm liking what this is looking like. So I want to create this light shape right here. All right, so we can bring in, we can recall this, and then let's just place it in the position that we need it to be. So this is cool. With this, I can duplicate and select one of it, Q. I can go to settings and shade solid, just like so, and I can SY, just like so. So with this, I can just visual the geometry to mesh, and with this selected, I can select this case and just bevel like so. So this is cool right here. And I think there's a space here I can just create with a quick rectangle, no hassle. So I can just bring in a quick rectangle, just like so, and then no, the mesh wasn't selected. So I can select this like so, and then insert backward. This is not looking great. So I can select this too. Maybe I want to select all of it. Control A, visual geometry to merge, so I can start just editing things, right? So with this, I can GZ, and then with this, I want to close down this space a little more. So this is cool. This is nice. Okay, so there's this plug behind here. I quickly want to create that. So for that, I want to let's see. So I want to create it from the front. And the reason I want to do that is I want to get the exact position that this is, because it reflects on the other side. So with this, I can X to this side and GZ, and then I can maybe bring in another box, X, and I can move to this side and SC. Let's move it upward a bit and SX. So we have that going on, and GY, and I can SY just like so. And with these two selected, I can just SX and SC. What I can do is and with this, I can just extrude along the normal, just like so. So with this information selected, I can just bring this to the cursor, and I can add a cylinder to this and rotate RY by 90 right here, and I can scale this, and I can GY just like so. SX. So this is cool. So what I want to do next now is just select these three faces, or no, let me select these three. I can extrude outward and SY0 right here, and maybe I want to bring this 1 2 3 1 2 3, and I can extrude along normal just like so. So I think we have this dial done. I think the only thing I want to do is add this bevel, because it has a bevel right there. So this is cool. I can go to the Z axis and just switch and move this on the Y axis just like so. So we have this. I can shade smooth and auto smooth, and I can select all and merge by distance. I don't like this right here, so I can dissolve this edge and rotate, move from the transparency mode and rotate on the X axis. So this is cool. I like this. Maybe I want to add a little bit more detail right here, so I can add this, and select this, extrude inward like so. This is nice and cool, but I feel like this is a little too big for this, so I can select this two right here, select all of this and GX. This selected, I can just add my box, insert, I can recall that, duplicate that, and then with that selected, I can just make it a solid, and then I can scale this but change the pivot point to the bounding box. I can SY, and with this selected, I can probably select all of the edges and just bevel just like so. So we want to create all of this right here. So we can just come to the front, select those. With our bus cutter, we can go to D, and we can just have our circle right here, and then V, we can add those up like that with the array system. Maybe I want to scale that down a little bit and switch to V just like so. And with this, we can just create our insert right there, but we'll see that this is not centralized, so we can just come here, recall those, and with this we can just bring this to the center just like so. So we have that done. What I want to do is select this, bring this on the Z axis, scale this as Y just like so, and I can GY, bring this out, GZ, GY. So this is cool and nice. I can hide this. Maybe I want to bring this back. I can GZ, no, GZ like so, and hide this. No, choose you, bring this down. What I want to do next now is bring cursor to this, add a cylinder RX90, and I can scale this down. So with this done, I can just bring this up here and SY, just like so. So I can GY and bring it out. But I want to add a loop cut right here. So what this loop cut does now is create this extrusion. So with this, I can select this and this face. I don't know if this is enough. Maybe I want to scale it down. I can choose it. No, choose it the other way. Then I can create this difference. So with this right here, I can duplicate that, and then I can go down to my settings and create that into a mesh of its own that I can now scale SY GY. No, that's not the one I'm trying to scale. Scale again, SY, and I can GY inward, scale. Just like so. And what I want to do now is create the face of this knot. I can insert just like so on this part, J and J. So with this selected, I can just bring this, insert just like so, and with this I can bevel just like so. I can bring this way, and what I want to do next is select this face, delete this face, and 3, I can extrude this along the normal like this, and these faces right here I can just delete them. So what I can do is just bring this in just like so. So we have that done. What I probably want to do next is, I think this should have their own knots too. So I want to apply this boolean. So I think the boolean is this. Let me just apply it. So I can select this right here, and what I can do is select this, apply the array to it, and then with this I can duplicate and with settings I can go to shade solid, delete these vertices, and with this selected I can select all, scale on the Y just like so. I can scale, but I want to turn on individual origins and just scale this. So we have this done, and what I can do is just GY, bring this in like so. Oh, I don't think it was switching this gen. Bring this in like so, and with this I probably want to do it for one and then cascade the others. So once I've fixed one, I know that the next two are going to slot on nicely. So I can GY, select, and shift D, Z right here. So I'm just going to create another version of that hole down here. And with this knots created, I'm just going to GZ also and just approximate the position of this. So this is G, and I think it's in a perfect position right there. So we have a cool space between this. What I want to do now is insert individually, extrude upward, and then let's insert again. And with this I can duplicate this, and I can bring this down here, A, and GZ. I can EZ, but no. What I can do is bevel this like so. But before I do that, I want to add a loop cut in between, select all of it again, and then just this part right here. So I can just bevel just like so. So we have this, and I can just select these faces right here, and I can just insert just like so. But before I do that, I'm going to extrude, I'm going to insert and insert, and this. So this is, I think that's all about this. I've wasted so much time on this. Okay. Think I'm done with this, so I can just move this to the lineup. The next I'm going to be doing, what time? 1:13. The next I'm going to be doing is this junction. This shouldn't take any time at all. At most 7 minutes. For this, we're just going to bring in a cylinder RX90 SY, and I'm going to reintroduce that cylinder just so I can increase the counts to 64. RX90 SY, just like so. And with this, I can go to the top view and just select this like this. 1, 2. I think this is cool. I can SY. And with this, I can just insert this right here and SY like this. So out of this, I can create a circle and extrude on the Z axis just like so, and SZ0. So I think with this, what I can do is delete this face and maybe add a solidify modifier to this. So we have this. I can now mirror all of this, shade smooth, come here, add this. I can go into edit mode, merge by distance again, and I can apply this mirror modifier, merge by distance again. But there's something here that is so wrong and I don't know what it is. So I can come down here, G. Okay. So what I can do is add a solidify modifier to this. So with this now, I can come in here, I can add the cylinder and change it to my view, insert this, and I can SY just like so, insert this and extrude this onward. A, right there, G, I can move this right here, and shift B, I can move this right here. And then I can select all and SY, just like so, scale this. And with this, I can just visual geometry to mesh and just add that. I'm done with this. Here's next. So this is a TV guide. And I'm going to ring in a cube as usual, scale this on the Z-axis, get an approximate height, and scale a Z just like so. And dead in the center right there, I will just create this and I can extrude this outward. But if you look at the extrusion, it looks like this is GZ. Just like so. So we have that. I can just come there right here. I can select this as Y just like so. And with this selected, I can just bevel, or I can just bevel just like so, and I can extrude them on normals like this. This is cool. What I want to do now is to create this insert right here. And with our hard ups selected, I will just click on D, make sure that we have circle selected, and I can just move this onward just like this. So we're cool with this. This is good. What I can do next now is probably I want to bring in this that I used for this right here. So I can select this 3 right here, 3, select, and I can select this and then end this right here, just like so. And I can select like this, just like this, like this, like this. What I'm trying to do is just create a duplicate of this so I can use extrude this along like this, and I can GZ just like this. And with this, I can just create a difference right here, and I just hide this. And this is cool. This is nice. What I can do is probably switch to this right here, Jizu, and I want to add this loop right here, and I can extrude this outward. So what I want to do right now, maybe I want to start bringing those circular effects. So I can, maybe I want to apply the scale and then bevel this at one. So this is cool and all that. So I'm going to add this right here, and maybe I want to add that again, and then maybe extrude this outward a little bit. So we have this. What I can do now is switch to this, switch to D right here, and then scale this just like so. So we have created this effect. I can go to the ever scroll right here to make an edit to that, and then GZ just like so. I feel like this is a bit not proportional, so I can like this GZ, and right here I can duplicate this, and with settings I can shade solid, and right here I can just bevel this. So I can GY bring this outward a bit. I think that bevel is too much, so I can just bevel lightly and then GY. Maybe I'll scale this down a little bit, but from the bounding box position. This is cool, this is nice. So I can select this, bring cursor to selected. I can bring in a square SX just like so. GZ. Bring this up here. SX and Shift GZ 1, 2, 3. So this is cool. What I want to do now is duplicate this scale, and I can use this as a difference for this right here. And I need another one out here, so I can probably duplicate this on the x-axis just like this, but the cut is on the outside. So what I can do is come here just like this, select half of this, delete, so I can just extrude on the X just like so. And I can select this L right here and G like this. So this is cool, and I can X, duplicate this to the other side, apply the mirror, and I can hide this right here. Maybe I probably want to hide this one too. So I created the effects that I need, and something I want to do next is this space right here. I don't think it's big enough, so I can select all, change the view, and Z upward like this. So this is cool, this is nice. Something I want to do is also create something for this back piece, so I probably want to pick up from the other one. So let me just select. I can join those, duplicate S, bring this down here. So I can GZ just like so, and GY. So this is nice and all that. So I can just insert this just like so, scale like this. I can GZ right here, and with these two selected I can just bring this down, and with this selected I can just create the extrusion needed for this space. Scale, and just change this to individual origin and SX just like so. So what I want to do now is change this to this, so I can easily draw out this shape just like so. And with this created, I can just insert just like this. So maybe I want to mirror this to the other side like so, and apply that mirror. I think this TV guide is done. This is done. So I want to select all, Ctrl A, visual geometry to mesh, and I can bring this on the line up outside here just like so. So time for the change over. I just hope I can do this quickly. This second to the last. So Shift C, bring this out here just like so. And I can bring in a cube, scale it on the Z axis just like so. I can SY just like so, and I can add this and just add that scene right there. Okay, so we have that set up already. I can scale this on the Z axis, and on this axis right here, I can just bring in a cylinder RX90, RZ90, and I can scale this just like this. And I can SX just like this. So we have this set up. What I want to do now is select all of this and remove that. So I can select this, a Z. From here, I can bevel this like this. So we have this setup. What we can do is to connect both, but this looks too much. So I want to delete that and bring in another cylinder of, say, let's do 16 sides. So I can RX, or let's do 18 sides. So I can RX 90, RZ 90, and then scale. So we have this. I can just come here, scale this down a bit. I can delete the vertices, and that's cool. That's nice. I can SX towards this side right here, and maybe I'll have to scale this down. Or we're going to scale and no, measure last, and we can measure last. So with this done, I can select this and select this last, change this to active element and SYX0. Do the same for this, select all of this, select this a lot, SX0. And with this, I can fill this right here, fill. I can add one more, and then with this selected, I can fill. What I can do is bring back that edge, bevel it, and with this selected, I can slide this to separate edge again, bevel it, and I can just select just like so, and extrude along the mouse, just like so. I want to add a subdivision to this, but it's going to mess this up so badly. So let me see if I can shade smooth and it still works fine. It doesn't. What I can do to add more resolution to this part is maybe select this, all of this. This part needs more resolution. I can just bevel those. Whoa. Never seen this before. So we can just a circle. Let's recall that, and we can add an array to that. Select this, bring this up like this, and we can GZ just like so. Let's SY this, GY, just like so. And what we want to do is mirror this to the other side. So this is cool and nice. The other thing about this changeover now is that I need to duplicate this and then press Q to go to our settings and solidify this. Now with this click, I can bring in this. I can extrude this along normal. I can 3 insert, and I can extrude onward like this. So we have this setup. I will just remove the array from this one, and remove the boolean from this one too, so I can just mirror to the other side. And I also want to mirror to this side too. Bevel, I want the curve, and this is cool. So what I want to do now is SX, SU. I can bring this here, scale this down, GX, SGX, GY, like this. Move this to the other side, and I can bring in a square, scale this down, SZ, GY, GZ, GX, plant that towards that position there, and I can SY just like so, and G, bring this to this part like this. So what I want to do now is G, bring this in, and I can select this, bring this down here, select this to bevel it, and I can select this extrude, bring this and duplicate to the other side. What I can now do is select this face and this case and just bridge between them. So we have that rough shape right here, and I think the only thing I need to do now is fatten this up a bit. I think this tapers towards the end, so I'm going to scale on the outside slightly. And for this, maybe I want to select this and then space it, and then space. So this is cool and all that. What I can do for this down part is bring in a square GZ, scale this down GZ, and I can just select this right here, bevel it. So we have that and it looks good. We can GX and SZ. Scale this, bring this here. I can difference, and from here I can just mirror to the other side. So from here I can apply this boolean and the mirror, and I think I'm done with this. The only thing I probably want to do is rotate this in a position that is not so symmetric. So I can change this to usually cursor and RX, and this is fantastic. So I can move this along the line right here. And lastly, would model this. This brings a lot of memories. This brings a lot of like nostalgia, straight nostalgia actually. This dates back to 2000s, like early 2000s, where as I say there's a lot in my house. So what I want to do first is probably, let me scale this on the Y a little more, so I can change this and GY, just goes in like this. No, and bring it in slightly. I can scale this on the Z axis, and with this I can just bevel, reduce this count, and with this faces I can extrude outward like this. Extrude on the Y. So I think that's cool, that's good. What I want to do next now is introduce this dial. So I can scale this slightly on the Z-axis, change this to box cutter, and then I can bring in the circle right here. So that's the sepal, but it's not showing properly. So I can bring in the ever scroll, and I think it just probably needs an SY adjustment. So I can ASY GY. So this is perfect. I love this. I'm going to Shift D right here and recall this add-on. That's the Haddox add-on. Switch from that to my bounding box, and with this I can press Y, GY, just like so. I can just scale slightly, and with this I can insert this inward like this. So we have this. What I can do is probably, I want to join it first. So I can come to the front view. J. I can also J the, nope. I can also J this. I can J and I can J. Nope, not like, I don't need those. So with this, I can bring out this face, extrude outward like this. And what I can do next, I probably just want to bevel this part. So it turns out that I would need this right here. So I'm going to join, and with this I can GY, bring this out, and I can select this loop right here and bevel. So with this I can select these edges right here, edge right here, and also bevel. Okay, so I think I have this dialed on. What I can do is bring in these nuts. So I can bring in a sepal right here. And with this, I can scale up and SY. Okay, this is cool. What I want to do is bring cursor to this, and I can look for one nut I've created in the cars. Maybe this. No. Okay. And Shift D, Shift D, please separate that selection. I can bring this to origin, and I can selection to cursor. View, frame selected, and I think it works fine. G, Y. This I can unset, extrude, and GY, just like so. GY, hide, select, and I can move this to the other side. What I can do next is, let's create this vent right here. So I can just select all of this GY, just like so. And I can select this, bevel this like this, and maybe add more. So with this selected, I can unset and insert again, and maybe I can just create that. So I think I'm pretty much done with this. The only thing is that this probably needs more stuff, like up here is just blurred. So I can't create this logo from scratch. What I can just do is just create an extrusion there just so it doesn't look empty. I can insert, and I can do it just like so. So we have all of this. I can select all of it and Control A, visual geometry to mesh, and I can scale this like this. So this is cool and all, and I think that's all I'm going to say modeling. I'm already tired. So what I can do is just arrange this into a little scene and just maybe have a render. So I can GX, GZ right here. We can place this here. We can select this GZ, GX, GZ. Let's move this GX, GX. I probably want to GX right here, GZ. And this should be smaller. I can GX, GZ, GX, just like a little puzzle. And maybe I want to scale this GX, GZ, and then I probably want this. No, I want this to occupy that space. GX, GX, GZ. Just arrange this so I can take a quick screenshot. How was this? I don't want this. No. Something else I can do to improve this is do something like this, space, something like this, space. So I'll just try to get a good shot of this and maybe nice formation of this fixtures right here. And after that, I'll just cut out the video. It's probably going to be a really long one, say 40 minutes, 45 minutes after I edit. So that's it, guys. So long, and if I see you in the next one, peace.